Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, police search for suspects after man burnt alive in Bernard Lodge. The St. Catherine South police have launched a search for the suspects who attacked and set a man on fire along the Bernard Lodge main road last week. The victim, Patrick Smith, a resident of Old Brayton in Portmore, St. Catherine, was reportedly burnt alive by his attackers. The news was informed that sometime after 11 a.m. Friday, Mr. Smith was reportedly preaching on a Jamaica Urban Transit Company bus when he was asked to exit the vehicle along the Bernard Lodge main road. Shortly after, the Greater Portmore Police responded to reports of a man on fire near the entrance to the Clifton community. On the arrival of the cops, the burnt remains of a human body was seen laying on its back with the remnants of tires and wood surrounding it. A fire unit from the Waterford Fire Station was called to the scene to carry out cooling down operations. Investigators are probing reports that Mr. Smith was beaten and then set ablaze by unknown assailants. A senior investigator told the news that they are trying to identify the perpetrators of the violent act. They are also trying to make contact with the JUTC driver and the passengers who they say can assist them in the investigation. In 2012, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company imposed a ban on preaching inside its buses. The ban was imposed following public complaints about the behavior of preachers on buses. The complaint was that persons were being harassed by the preachers. In the meantime, the family of Mr. Smith has said it is shocked and horrified at the manner in which he was killed. His brother, Shane Smith, told the news that the family is in disbelief and wants the police to find those responsible.
Sir, I feel really bad. Every night I cry. Every night. She stop crying. She knows I'm going in at evening time. And I see him, it just really bad, sir. It's just really bad.
Did you, I suppose you saw the video of how he was burned? When you saw that video, what came to your mind?
Sir, the only thing I can ask the church member, I really Patrick that in the fire. I really Patrick that in the fire burn. Sir, I need them to find them and them to face justice. I need justice for my brother. I need them to find them. And when they ask them more, I want to ask them why. When my brother do them, why them kill him like that? When my brother do them, the real man of God, my brother not deserve that type of death.
Tell me something. I hear that he was preaching on the bus and then he was asked to come off the bus.
Yes. I'm here saying pain fear as well.
Dad stabs a 9-year-old in neck. A 9-year-old seeking to intervene in a domestic dispute between his parents was admitted to the hospital for treatment after being stabbed in the neck by his father. The details of the horrific incident were shared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Wednesday when the child's father was arraigned for unlawful wounding. Jesus Christ, a member of the public, blurted out in court after the details of the incident was shared. Prosecutors contended that the man is abusive towards his child's mother, and on September 16, there was an altercation between them at their home. The 9-year-old heard the confrontation and went to his parents' room, where he saw his father armed with a knife. Further allegations are that the father was in the process of swinging the knife to stab the woman when the child went in the middle and was stabbed in the neck. He was subsequently taken to the Bustamante Hospital for Children for treatment. He was recently released. How is your son? How is he coping knowing that his daddy is in lockups? Senior Parish Judge Sancha Burrell quizzed the woman. He doesn't want to talk about it, the complainant's mother responded. Wow, a lifetime of trauma, the judge added as the father admitted guilt to the charges. The father, who is in custody, will remain behind the bars until November 25, when he is expected to be sentenced. He was made the subject of a fingerprint order and a social inquiry report was requested by the judge. The senior jurist also requested a report of the child's ongoing counseling sessions. Tourist attacks airport security. A drunk American tourist who fought airport officers at the Sanxor International Airport ended up paying $124,000 in fines when he appeared in the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday. Lionel Ruffin, a 34-year-old pest control technician of a Texas address, pleaded guilty to assaulting a constable using indecent language, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. The court was told that on September 23, Ruffin was preparing to board a flight when he got into an argument with security personnel. During the ensuing brawl, he used several expletives, punched at the officers, kicked one of them, and resisted their attempts to arrest him. A taser had to be used to subdue him. Addressing presiding judge Natisha Fairclough Hilton on Ruffin's behalf, defense attorney Michael Hemmings said that Ruffin was intoxicated and had no previous convictions and was remorseful for his actions. As far as his educational background goes, he holds a master's degree in criminal justice and law enforcement. He is indeed remorseful for his actions, and I also submit that he has taken full responsibility for his actions, Hemmings explained. He was at the airport waiting to board his flight, and he engaged in a few alcoholic beverages at the launch. Though that is not an excuse for his behavior, that may have influenced his actions on that day. In sentencing Ruffin, Judge Fairclough Hilton said that the defendant's training should have prompted him to behave better. His training in criminal justice demanded that he act in a more responsible manner. While I do understand that he was partaking of alcoholic beverages, that is really no excuse for him to act in the manner that he did, she said. Ruffin was ordered to pay $60,000 or spend 30 days in prison for assaulting a constable, $60,000 or 30 days for resisting arrest, $2,000 or 10 days for indecent language, and $2,000 or 10 days for disorderly conduct. Curfew in Kingston Western extended for another 48 hours. The 48-hour curfew that was imposed in section of the Kingston Western Police Division on Monday, September 23, will be extended for another 48 hours. The revised curfew began at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, September 25, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Friday, September 27. The boundaries of the curfew are north along Greenwich Park Road from the western end of the Calvary Cemetery onto Linders Road to Studio One Boulevard, east along Slapin Road from Studio One Boulevard to Asquith Street, south along Asquith Street from Slapin Road to Thompson Street, west along Thompson Street from Asquith Street, continuing along an imaginary line to Greenwich Park Road to the vicinity of the western boundary of the Calvary Cemetery. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. Mitchell calls on NAA to address the drainage issues amid Mandeville flooding. Several roads were flooded in Mandeville on Wednesday afternoon, resulting in traffic congestion amid heavy and persistent rains. Among the affected areas were Bonito Crescent, Newley Road, the Carteret Road, and the Knowles Road. Mandeville Mayor Donovan Mitchell reiterated his call for the National Works Agency to address the recurrent problem of flooding on some roads in Mandeville. He said a private property owner had offered to facilitate drainage works on Newley Road.
My recollection is that, as a matter of fact, I had met with the owners of Fields Hardware and members of the National Works Agency, and Fields Hardware had decided to give the Works Agency some leeway or some parts of their land that they could bring the water across the road through pipes to over into that area where the water would actually soak. But no words have been coming from the NAA, and so people have to suffer a lot there. And I'm scared because in that area we have the Carteret College, we have students who have to move to Bishops, we have El Instituto, we have the Bel Air students, and so it is really a problem there. And I'm still calling on the NAA to quickly remedy that situation right there, because you have been given the opportunity to find a solution. I just realized that somebody has, as a matter of fact, I hear somebody has created the means now of blocking off the pond so that just in case someone who is a stranger to the area goes into the water, the vehicle would not go over into the pond, but it will be blocked off or keep away from the pond because of the place that is fenced. And so I'm asking that the necessary things be done through the NWA to make sure that that area is taken care of as early as possible. I do also understand that on Nose Road, in the vicinity of the Nose Road New Testament Church, or some feet away from there, there is some ponding there, and I understand too that a vehicle was stuck in some water there and that the fire brigade is trying to help that vehicle at this time.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.